Secrets hidden in plain sight. Powers that move the world in the shadows. Questions no one dares to answer. Step beyond the Matrix. Subscribe.
There's no way you could tell me that they didn't already know that they was going to fire Kristi Noem this week. They had her replacement set already. But Kristi Noem being fired is overshadowing something that they don't want you to see. As of today, almost 60,000 pages from the Epstein files have been deleted. The DOJ removed more files off that website. And to add insult to injury, you're supposed to be able to download that data on that website. People been having problems downloading that data on that website. Now you got to ask yourself, why are they removing these files? They are actively removing these files right in front of our face. Mind you, they're saying that they took these files offline for further review. Further review of what? Because if they wanted to review these files, they could have looked at these files the same way we were looking at these files. Why take them down? I wonder why they want to impeach Pam Bondi for the way she's handling these Epstein files. My thing is this. Whenever they tell you to look left, make sure that you look right. Because how they say it, where there's smoke, there's fire, something like that. Y'all ain't slick.
We have massive breaking news. You need to take a look at this. Iran just launched one of its most powerful missiles that they carry. It's called the Khorramshahr, and I might be butchering that name. But the reason why it's so powerful, this can cover up to 1,200 miles in range, and it carries up to 80 submunitions. These are explosive clusters that can hit 80 different targets at once. And this is not AI. I know there's a lot of false information going out there in footage, but this is real, and this is over the skies of Tel Aviv. Things are ramping up, and I'll be sure to keep you guys updated when we get more.
I keep telling y'all, these fast food restaurants and these quick service companies do not have your best interests in hand. So a lawsuit just came out claiming that Starbucks, you heard what I said? Starbucks is serving coffee that contains chemicals that show up in industrial products and paint strippers. And the crazy part is they're telling you not to worry about it. So the chemical they're talking about is a chemical called acrylamine. And according to scientists, it forms when foods are cooked or roasted at high temperatures. Which means when coffee beans get roasted, this chemical can show up in the final drink. Now here's the scary part. The chemical that they're talking about has been linked in studies to possible cancer risk in animals. And this same chemical has also been used in certain industrial processes. Now the question we need to ask, why are they allowing people to drink something with that in it every single morning? And here's where things get interesting. Lawsuits started popping up saying that Starbucks should warn people. California even tried requiring warning labels on coffee. But then the regulator stepped in and said, don't worry about it. They claimed that the levels are too low to matter and that coffee has health benefits. Now think about that for a second. You got a chemical connected to cancer studies found in a drink that billions of people consume daily. And the final message is, yeah, it's there, but it's fine. So now the question just isn't about Starbucks. The real question is, how many chemicals are we consuming daily? That's something to think about. Pay attention.
The world is run by a group of satanic at the deepest, darkest levels, and every institution at every level of government. This little group's plan is to dominate the entire planet through espionage and blackmail, and it's been working like a charm.
Is that the deep state, or what group is that?
That's the Israeli government. That's Mossad. That's the IDF. They have infiltrated almost every major system, from education to military-industrial complex to tricksters to governments. They can influence the GDP of an entire country with the knowledge and the dirt that they have on people.
Holy crap. So they could crash an entire economy of a country.
They can crash an economy, which is one of the main reasons why they've been holding back these Epstein files, because you can crash the American dollar.
Yeah. It seems to be working. I mean, crypto's down badder now, the dollar's down badder now.
And the network is so deep, we haven't even barely scratched the surface of how deep it actually is.
Do you guys want to live like this? Because I sure as hell don't. But this is exactly where we're headed, people. Those with no chip, right lane. Because they literally want to chip us, people. That's the mark of the beast. There's no good ending if we continue letting the reptilians who are controlling us continue controlling us. There's no good ending. You see the eye symbol right there? That's because that's what they're controlling us with. 5G towers, cameras everywhere, a surveillance state, people. That's what they want. And we're already there. If you look at your streetlights, there's cameras everywhere. They're literally surveilling everybody, even if you're not a criminal. That's the thing. They want you people to continue saying, oh, well, I'm not a criminal. Why would they watch me? Or they're not. Yes, they are. They are watching all of us. And the scary part is you don't even know who it is. It could be the elites literally watching us from wherever they're at. If you're going through a spiritual awakening like I did, I created an ebook just for you guys. Use it as a tool to get through these hard times. Link in my bio.
This man is an absolute legend. What he did today in front of Congress and then Fox News after, it needs more attention. And I know there's a lot of news going on in the world right now and very important news, but I think this is the most important subject in the world. And I know it's very hard to talk about because it's a very sensitive subject, and on social media, the videos get taken down a lot because of the keywords. But Tim Tebow has never stopped talking about child trafficking, and he did it today on a very big platform. If you have the time, I'd recommend to go watch the full clip, but here's a couple small ones from today.
We're losing the battle and we are losing the war, and boys and girls are suffering for it. And to give you an idea of the scope of what's happening in America, there's a red dot map right over there over my right shoulder, and that's just a 6-month screenshot of the US. And every red dot that is on there is someone that is downloading, sharing, or distributing child images, almost all under the age of 12. And there's over 330 of them just in that 6-month screenshot. And we know that 55 to 85% of them are also hands-on offenders, and we know that your average offender has 13 victims in their lifetime. The scale of harm right here in America is, to a certain extent, hard to comprehend. But that's why we're here. And when you knock down one of those doors, you also have no idea how many boys and girls you're going to find. From Operation Renewed Hope 1, one of the doors that was knocked down, when they went in and seized his computer, they found that he also had 30 other boys and girls in that neighborhood.
Do you feel that God is calling you to fight at this moment on this? And do you feel the forces against you? Because the closer you get to solving something, the more, in my view, the devil comes at you.
Yes and yes, but I also would believe this would be one of the biggest reasons why I'm created. With the little strength that I have, wasn't to carry a football, to be able to lift up these image bearers of our Creator and bring them to a place of protection, of hope and love. And when people actually really see the boys and girls that go through this, you can't never unsee it. And so many times when we just talk about, because it makes people uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable, but compassion is also uncomfortable. I do not believe that you can have a life of comfort and compassion at the same time, because compassion literally means to be moved from your most inward parts. It is uncomfortable, but we have to be willing to be uncomfortable one day so that these boys and girls can be comfortable.
Okay, so here's something you may have missed with all the other corruption and chaos going on, but do y'all know that big money just quietly took over one of America's major power companies? This could not only affect your electricity, but your future in its entirety. So stay with me, because this is something a lot of people are not even talking about, let alone even aware of, because they just broke a $33.4 billion deal buying a whole power grid that affects multiple states. A group of mega investors led by BlackRock's Global Infrastructure Partners and EQT just agreed to purchase AES Corp for $33.4 billion, including their debt. That's not just money, that's power. And here's the wildest part of all. A lot of people don't know that they're going to take AES private, meaning it'll no longer be on the public market, no longer accessible to normal investors to purchase. So they're going to own it in its entirety. Now you might be wondering why this is a big deal, but this is no small feat and no accident. This is very much intentional and very much calculated, because AES is a huge company that actually runs big chunks of the electric grid for places like Ohio and Indiana, meaning that they supply massive amounts of power to data centers that are used for cloud services, for AI, for tech giants, you name it. And we are now talking about raw electricity, okay? The backbone of everything. Without it, nothing runs. No streaming, no EVs, no AI, no phones, you name it, it's gone, it's out of there. And now we have private companies purchasing full-on electric grids. You have BlackRock, a major group of mega investors, purchasing and now owning the power grid. And what's crazy is the fact that they grabbed this cash. AES had a huge debt, so the fact that they were willing to take all of that on just lets you know the severity of their plans. And if it is true that they're going to take this company private means strategic decisions made behind closed doors. There is no transparency. So when it comes to AI power demand, grid modernization, whatever they want to tell us is going on, that's what we'll have to believe. But the truth of the matter is, once they hold the power to control the power, Lord knows how far they can take it, because owning a whole power grid takes things to a different level. Now ask yourself this, how do y'all think this is going to affect the general population? Because who decides where that power now goes, what gets built when it comes to these new massive data centers, and what prices people will have to pay because of these changes in their cities? So much is happening all at once that it's so hard to keep up. But drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you're keeping up with this, if you've even heard of it. If you haven't, save this video, go look into it, come back, share your thoughts. Per usual, this is all alleged, can't confirm or deny any information. Definitely employ you to do your research. But if you like more interesting topics like this, grab your copy of 50 Forbidden Mysteries. Link is in the bio, and feel free to join the private group chat. Like, follow, stay for some more tea.
I apologize for the graphic content I'm about to show you. This is Brian McGinnis. He's a 4-year United States Marine Corps combat veteran. Today in Washington, D.C., he decided to go to a hearing to tell our politicians and our senior military leadership that we do not want to send our sons and daughters to go die in another pointless war for Israel. In the process, they decided to remove him from the room and break his arm. A U.S. senator broke his arm. While this is all happening, senior leadership, 4-star generals and the commandant, you spineless, weak leader, is sitting there staring off into the distance, not even acknowledging this warrior for actually standing up for the young men and women that you are going to send to a foreign country to die for another foreign country that has taken advantage of us. All of you are complicit. All of you are apathetic. All of you are traitors to this country. You are all spineless, weak traitors. While you sit there in your office here in D.C., you're going to send your Marines, your soldiers, your sailors to go die in a pointless fucking war, you spineless cowards, while this Marine is actually standing up and fighting for the people who are going to be sent over there. You're not going to do that. You politicians aren't going to go to war. You're not going to send your kids. You're going to fucking send us. And when we stand up and say we don't want to fight your war, you sit there and do nothing and break this guy's arm? Watch the video.
Israel is the reason for this war. America does not want to fight this war for Israel. Let's go. Come on, let's go. America does not want to send its sons and daughters to the war for Israel. Your inability to name that shows your ineptness as leaders. This is wrong, and nobody wants to fight for Israel. Reminder to all our Commandant, please stand up as a Marine and stand up for America. No one wants to fight for Israel.
Sir, thank you for your service.
The senator broke his hand. The senator broke his hand.
He's a Marine. Somebody come help him.
Control your Senate committee.
Look at you guys. You're robots. You won't even look back. Look at you guys. You're like robots. Oh my God, what is happening? And you're not even looking back. Any of you 4-star generals. Oh my God, what is happening right now? Eyes front, robots. Shame. Shame. Oh my God, you guys.
The main character looks exactly like Jeffrey Epstein. You know the movie, have you ever seen Black Phone? It's exactly like Jeffrey Epstein. It's about a villain named the Grabber who takes children, does, you know what I mean, and them after. So it's like, yo, that's another one of the—
It looks like his face. Now that you say it, it looks exactly like his face.
No, yo, look at this. It's exactly Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein. What the—
You know what it looks like too? The mask on the dentist's wall. Remember they said, I don't know if I was talking to Jeffrey Epstein, he was in another mask. What if it's just—
My God.
What if it's just—
No, it's a metaphor.
Yeah.
Because it's called the Black Phone. What did Jeffrey Epstein have? The Black Book. Because the Black Book is all the phone numbers of the people that went and the contact information. So it's the Black Phone, the Black Book.
Doesn't work. Not since I was a kid. I'll scream. I'll scratch your face.
This face?
When you turn your TVs off, stop reading your newspapers, you put your cell phones down, you become a better person. But the people that control this world, they keep you on the edge of your seats for a reason. They want you to believe that this war in Iran is about some kind of weapons. No. They don't want you to know that Iran have a Stargate that take you to a different star constellation. Most of the people you see every day, not really people. This video is about to get a little dark and a little deep. Stay with me. The moon is not really a moon. It's like a spaceship, not just a spaceship, but it's a bell that sends out frequencies. Every time one of these files come out, it seems like people in America not really angry. It's not that people are not upset. It's the fact that the moon is sending out frequencies that say, sleep, sleep, stay calm, it's okay. So every time something really major take place, we don't know how to react. 85% of the people still sleep, don't get it, and won't get it. They believe everything they hear and see on TV. I mean, we already know about this. If they say go drink some shit water, people going to drink shit water. These TVs have been sending out all kind of frequencies for years. You know how they say television is telling lies to your vision, but it go a little deeper because every TV have a crystal in it, and that crystal attacks your pineal gland. This planet we live on is really like a farm. Yes, it's a farm. I should say a louche farm. Every time you argue with someone, you get mad, you get upset, you let off frequencies off of your body. Some people say they are fallen angels. They're not really fallen angels. They are interdimensional beings, meaning they can come in our dimension, leave our dimension, and go back to their dimension. They can start all kind of chaos here and go back home. So many people believe that this next war is going to be physical. It's not going to be physical or mental. It's going to be spiritual. The veil had been lifted. The spiritual world and the physical world is really thin. And when people finally see, they're going to lose their mind. I mean, half of the world already lost their mind, but it's going to get much darker.
When we get to the top, there's so many people who are not human. What you're seeing right now with Trump is clones. That is not him. We've talked about this before, but some of the people around him, so say he's in an interview and then he kind of deflects and lets people answer questions for him. These are also the handlers of the clone. And some of these people are also not human.
Well, Biden's clone was exposed in the files.
I know.
He died in 2019.
Yeah, he's been gone a long time. Bill and Hillary, how Congress is pulling them in for the Epstein, they've been gone a long time too. So they are now interacting with clones of Hillary and Bill.
That makes sense because they barely do any public appearances anymore. They used to do a lot.
Yes, they've been gone for a long time, along with many other people.
Here's a list of benefits that Israeli residents get that Americans do not, all while the US sends Israel $3.8 billion in funding each year. 1. Universal healthcare. Every Israeli citizen/resident is legally entitled to health coverage. 2. Caps on out-of-pocket medical costs. Annual out-of-pocket expenses are capped based on income and age. 3. Monthly child allowance. Israeli families receive a monthly payment per child from the government. 4. Paid parental leave. Paid maternity leave is on average 15 weeks guaranteed. Mandatory paid sick leave, mandatory pension contributions, strong employee protections, lower tuition for higher education, universal dental coverage for children, subsidized public transportation for youth, students, seniors, and soldiers. Soldiers often ride for free. IDF, mashallah, IDF, mwah. Strong price controls on essential medicines, national emergency healthcare response infrastructure, universal access to mental health services. Wouldn't it be nice, America? Yeah, America. Aywa. The list goes on and on and on. Anyway, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. My wish this year, just like every other year, is that one day we stop funding Israel and put that money into our own country and our own people. Wouldn't it be nice to be Israeli? Then we wouldn't have to wait so long.
So America first or Israel first? Or Palestine first? Don't be scared, bro. You're not doing this. Sir, you look like a raggedy, unshaved coochie. Just kidding, sir. That is not right, sir. So America first or Israel first? So America first or Israel first? That's an easy one. I'm a staffer. I don't know. You're a staffer? You're a chicken, boy. You're a chicken staffer. Sir, did your father get you this job?
No. Absolutely
You
not.
earned it through hard work?
I did.
Can we get America first or Israel first? No answer? Now he got scared. The first ones he got, sir, America first or Israel first?
Yeah, I'm not going to talk to you about that.
You're not going to talk to me about that, sir? You look terrified. He just got a chill down. He skipped on the elevators. He said, I'm going to take the steps today. Sir, may we ask you America first or Israel first? Sir, don't be scared, sir. There's nothing to worry about, sir. He skipped out on his real floor, sir. This is not even your floor, bro. Dear brothers, America first or Israel first? You're live with 1,000 people on TikTok. You're scared, sir? You look like an American. You look like you let it rip behind the scenes. Come on, sir. You look like you have the power. Don't give us that bashful white man face. America first or Israel first, sir? You're scared to answer it, sir? Your face turning red, sir? Excuse me, Glenn. Excuse me, we'd like to have a word with Glenn and about him being sold out to Israel. How did that happen, sir? Shame on Glenn. Shame on you, sir. You are going straight to hell, sir. Damn you.
Yeah, Council. America has always been Israel's bitch. It's always been like that. Not just now. It's been like that forever. And once again, you're being used by Israel as just one big tool.
Yeah, we need to count our final days as the US has found world-ending violent giant creatures buried underneath Antarctica. And it's not only coming up, but we won't survive it. People were terrified after classified military expeditions allegedly uncovered remains of beings standing over 18 feet tall beneath thousands of feet of ice, with the Book of Enoch warning that fallen angels and their giant offsprings were imprisoned in frozen dark abyss until the day of judgment, and that day may already be here, as haunting thermal scans are allegedly showing heat signatures moving beneath the ice where nothing should be alive, with multiple world leaders and military officials making emergency visits to Antarctica, and no one knows why, with Jude 1:6 warning that the angels who abandoned their home are being kept in eternal chains under darkness for great judgment, and what's beneath that ice is matching the Bible word for word. But what do you believe?
So if I ever shave my face again, you'll know.
Lifting.
It's not our world.
None
That's
of this
the
is
key.
real?
Nope.
So you're just passing
We don't
through.
matter. We don't matter.
Then I watched everybody like talking 1,000 miles an hour up there, receiving their awards, and I was like, I'm dead.
I'd have to get my tape to show you, but that's pretty close.
Reptilian. Amazing.
No, not really. Listen, this could have happened right here on Earth. What? Up to 60 million years ago, the reptiles ruled the Earth. Then bam, a meteor. A big one, punched a hole right through the crust and sent up dust, heat.
Iridium.
That's right, iridium. Iridium was in that meteor. It kept out the light, kept in the heat, kind of like a greenhouse effect. As the temperatures went up, the biggest, the smartest reptiles who weren't equipped to handle the heat like mammals simply died.
So like, what are you saying, man? All we gotta do is just like turn up our barbecues and cook Kentucky Fried Huntington, man.
Extra crispy. It's not going to be that easy. But yeah, heat can be effective as a weapon.
Cold sure ain't.
So does anything here look familiar, sound familiar to any of you watching this right now? Does it? Who would have thought that it would have taken 43 years for the Matrix to catch up with predictive programming? The more you know.
It's getting to the point to where it's not social anymore. It's more so of interest based. So it's like interest media because people are only interested in what they actually want to tune into now.
Right.
As it should be.
Yeah,
you shouldn't be seeing a bunch of stupid motherfuckers doing TikTok dances. Tired of that shit. I know we were all sick of that shit. I'm glad that's over.
Let people be them. Let people do what they want to go twerk.
It's brain rot though.
You see what they teach in China? Their TikTok, was way
their
different.
shit's completely
Yeah,
different.
like
It's all
their kids are like actually real life carpenters and like building homes. I'm glad it's like that now for us because shit, we need it.
Yeah. That's why they call it a feed. When you feed, they're feeding you something.
They're feeding your consciousness.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I always tell people your algorithm, make sure it's always feeding you and you're not feeding it, you know? So like if it's learning something new, and because I love learning, I love like just studying things, looking into things.
Same.
Whatever is feeding me, if I'm going through something, okay, I'm following this scientist or this professor or this doctor or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
I want to be feeding my mind with knowledge.
Right.
You know?
Instead of, where you put your awareness, where your attention goes, energy flows.
I always say that.
Yes.
I love that.
Buckle up on this one. This should hit home for a lot of people. Watch this, and I'll be right back.
In 1926, they discovered the perfect trap. 40 hours keeps you alive, but too tired to escape. Henry Ford ran the numbers. He tested different work schedules and found the sweet spot. 40 hours. Not because it's optimal for productivity, because it's optimal for control. Let's do the math. 40 hours work, 10 hours commuting, 56 hours sleeping, 14 hours for eating, showering, basic survival. That's 120 hours, leaving you 48 hours of free time. Except you're exhausted. So you spend Saturday recovering from the week, and Sunday dreading Monday. Your weekend isn't freedom, it's recovery time, so you can do it again. Monday morning, the alarm goes off, and you feel it. That existential dread. 5 days until freedom. 5 days of giving your life away. For what? A paycheck that disappears instantly. Rent, bills, food, loans. Nothing left. You want to start that business? Too tired. Learn that skill? Too tired. Build that project? Too tired. That's not an accident. That's the design. If you had energy left over, you'd leave. If you had money left over, you'd build something. If you had time left over, you'd organize. They can't let that happen. So they found the formula. Just enough money to survive, just enough time to not completely break, just enough energy to come back tomorrow, but never enough to escape. And then they tell you, work hard for 45 years, then you can retire. So you do it. You trade your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s for a paycheck. And at 65, you're free. Except your body's broken, your energy's gone. You spent your best years building someone else's dream, and your freedom came too late to use it. The 40-hour work week isn't about productivity, it's about compliance. Keep you tired, keep you poor, keep you busy. Too exhausted to think, too broke to leave, too busy to organize. That's not employment, that's control. And you'll do it for the next 45 years.
Now, if that don't hit home to so many people, I don't know what is going to be a home run for you. Because I know currently so many people is in this situation. So many people are confused. So many people are questioning our government. So many people are questioning why we at war. So many people are understanding that the American first has been abandoned. Like, this is real shit. So if you are currently in that trap, and you're seeking and looking for a way out of that trap, this is why you should be creating better skill sets to match the financial goals that you're trying to achieve. You understand what I'm telling you, beautiful people? We lead the #1 day trading organization in the globe, on the globe, hands down, especially here in North America, where you have a 99% problem that the government don't want to create the solution for, which is financial literacy. People are understanding that educated people are making money off of uneducated people, and it's a very wealthy thing to keep uneducated people uneducated. So as once an uneducated individual who is now educated, understand what I just said. People in our government understand that it's wealth being created by keeping people uneducated. And the minute you become educated, you start understanding why you're not financially satisfying yourself and your needs and your goals and fulfilling your purpose. is because of the uneducated decision that you were consistently making. So when I'm here to tell you we make money, we make money move, we show you how to keep that money that is moving by putting it into the foreign exchange market, putting it into proper assets, digital assets. And then people start asking me, well, what is going to happen when your money becomes the mark of the beast? This is why you got to be diversified. Because once the system crashes, it's going to be bad for everybody. But then where's your survival skill sets at? Where's your soul at? Where's your relationship with the Most High? So I'm already prepared for all of that. So I'm prepared for the doomsday. Let it be the doomsday. But until then, you have to live today, tomorrow, and your children have a future that you're literally busting your ass and sacrificing you for. So how long are you going to get stuck in that trap?
Okay, so if someone told me 5 years ago that this is the conversation we'd be having right now, I'd look at them as if they were batshit crazy. But I really have to ask, who is this? Because people are wondering who this is, and for the first time, I'm really starting to question just about everything more than ever. Because who is this?
Que vous incarnez.
There's no way we've gone from
I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond personality, beyond invention and disguise.
And this.
Kidnapping children is not what great nations do.
And this.
People on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy. And
it's then I watched everybody.
Because who is that? That is
talking
not
1,000 miles an hour
that
up
can't
there,
be.
receiving their.
I mean, Chadwick Boseman, may he rest in peace. That situation really taught me to be cautious when questioning people because you never know what people are going through personally, celebrity or not. But the entire population seems to be on the same page for once and wondering why this person looks so different. Like Jim. Yeah. Let me know what y'all think about that. Let me know if you've seen these new interviews. Like the eye color is different, the facial structure is different, the tone, the voice, everything. And we've already known that this man has been so outspoken against everything that's currently emerging. And now this is just being put in front of our face. And I just feel like it's just more of collective chaos to make people question or feel crazy. But nevertheless, let me know what you think about this. These are my personal opinions. This is all alleged. I can't confirm or deny any information. It's all for entertainment purposes. But drop your thoughts in the comments, like, follow, stay for some more tea.
And this is why I said gravity's created, and that's a force. So you have a weak force, a strong force, electromagnetic
You believe
force.
in gravity?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
Am I on the right show?
No, that's what I'm saying. They look at me crazy when I say that. I'm like, it's real, but it's created.
Right.
Because they're saying there's 4 types of forces.
Right.
Why is this force, which is gravity, not called a force at all? And why does it disappear when you go up into space? They're saying that something is pulling you, right? So when you go in low Earth orbit, you're going towards the Earth. So you're constantly falling to the Earth. At the same time, you're getting pulled by the sun because it has a greater pull.
So you're spinning.
At the same time, you're spinning. At the same time, you're falling and getting pulled.
Do you believe we're spinning?
I don't believe none of that shit.
I don't believe in the past because it doesn't exist and because you can't go to it. And I don't believe in the future because you can't go to it. It's only the now and it's not moving. So I was on Best Damn Sports Show. And when I said we didn't go to the moon, we had Armstrong on the show and they were like, Sal, we're not going to have you in this segment. I go, why? Because you know I'm going to ask. And they
I
were
would
like,
ask them backstage or something. I'm pressing.
He didn't want to talk to me. But I literally said, if you were in outer space, you would have broke. It's 256 degrees below zero. I was in Toronto last week and it was 4 degrees and I couldn't move. Can you imagine what it would be like 250 degrees? The movie called Gravity with Sandra Bullock. The beginning of the movie tells you everything that we never can go into space. We can only be in Earth orbit. It says right there.
It's completely dangerous.
256,000 degrees below zero.
Can't do it.
And if the sun was that far away, why is it cold? So I know it doesn't make sense.
So we're just going to look over the fact that Jim Carrey does not look like Jim Carrey anymore. Now, Jim Carrey was on my list of people that I thought will never cross over to the bad side. But what happened to Jim Carrey? Because that face right there does not look like Jim Carrey's face.
My favorite funny face is the one I'm wearing right now.
I really need to ask, who is that right there? Now, we all know that Jim Carrey has always been on the good side of things. Hollywood blackballed Jim Carrey because he spoke out against the elites. So in my book, Jim Carrey will always be one of them ones. But that face right there is not the same face that we seen on Jim Carrey. This is the same Jim Carrey that was putting people on game about the Illuminati before people started talking about the Illuminati. I have been watching Jim Carrey since the 90s in living color. I'm not trying to shit on Jim Carrey right now, but I need you to tell me if that looks like Jim Carrey. I need you to think about all of the celebrities that look different, act different. I need you to think about the fact that Jim Carrey's face was one of the things that played a big part in boosting his brand and getting him to where he was at. Facial expressions. His face doesn't look like it can make facial expressions. Again, it's just me. I'm out.